Hey guys, welcome to Mail Monday, a weekly series. It's not so much about the gameplay, but instead is about your questions and my answers to them. This one's, I think it's going to be a good one. I've got one question that I'm almost nervous about getting to, but I'm going to start off easy. So here we go. Dear Woody, I'm 18 and I was involved in my first car crash. Sorry to hear that. I had the right of way and he had a stop sign. From what I remember seeing is he didn't stop at the sign. However, he admitted to it being his fault in front of me and the officer who arrived at the scene. I was able to drive my car home, but the rear wheel was sort of bent. I got all his information, but later that night he called me asking for my insurance information, and I didn't give it to him. I shouldn't have to do anything else, right? The insurance is the one that has to pay for it to fix my car, right? And my insurance doesn't have to get involved, right? Your help would be much appreciated. So I saw this letter and thought, people don't know this? All right. I'll make like sort of a public service announcement. And this follows for the United States. I don't know how things work globally, but exchanging insurance information is normal over here. You give him yours, he gives you his, and you're good to go. It's not a way of saying that it was your fault or his fault. It's not anything like that. You do need to be sort of on alert because there are a lot of sort of scumbags who will try to take advantage of you in these situations, especially young people. They think that they're going to get over on them. But giving him your insurance information is not necessarily a sign of that. It's going to be okay. No, still procrastinating on the hard letter. Here's an easy one. Okay, so let me start. I'm 18 and I'm homeschooled, and there's this homeschool prom coming up, and there's a girl I want to ask to be my date. She's 15, almost 16. All right, totally within like acceptable ranges. And I've liked her for a long time, but she doesn't know that. And I don't know if I should ask her out. I don't want to make things weird. So if you could help me, that would be nice. Thanks, Woody. Man, if there's one thing that I wish I could drill into young people's heads, it's the importance of bravery in situations like this. And I made the mistake too. I remember when I was like 17, I used to jump off bridges a lot, right? We jump off bridges into the water. It was this thing that I did. They were really tall, like 40 feet, and not a lot of other people did it. And it got to be where I'd almost do tours. Like I'd take other kids from high school and take them to the bridge, and I'd show them like how to jump off, how to hold their feet, how to look for safety and stuff like that. And you had to get the tides right or you'd never make it back to the dock. So it was something that I did. Anyway, there was this one girl, Kelly Richards, and Kelly Richards was way out of my league. She was like amazing and such. And man, she gave every sign of liking me that day. She like held my upper arm and put her head on his shoulder in such a way, said that she had a great time and that it was all because of me. And it was just, dude, I don't know. That day, she dug me. There's really no doubt about it. She was just too flirty for any kind of normal situation. And I just sort of like looked at her nervously and was happy she was giving me attention. And that was the end of that. That's all that happened. And I look back and I'm like, what are you, puss? You needed to make your move, right? None of this stuff good is going to happen unless you do that. So that's what I want to tell you, you puss, in the nicest possible way. You need to make your move. You do not want to sit back and regret having never had tried. That's my advice to you. Make it happen. Ask her out. Now, I did another video on how to ask girls out recently, and it boils down to this. Ask her out. You are your best representative. Sort of show a little bit of bravery and do that. If you can't, then you can tell her friend that you like her. If you're too scared for that, then you can tell your friends that you like her. And each of those options gets a little worse, but they get a little easier. So there you have it. But absolutely do not let this opportunity pass because you didn't have the balls to make it happen. That's my core advice to you. Best of luck to you. I hope it works out. All right, here's a letter I'm scared of. Hey, Woody, I'm 16 and I have issues with my dad. At this point, I was like, whatever. He's a complete control freak and takes every opportunity to show his dominance over me. The main thing he does that affects me is that he won't let me drive by myself. I have practices with him on the highway for hours and on major streets. I'm a careful and decent driver, but he won't give me any freedom. I have a 4.0 GPA, which is, if you're international, that means you get straight A's or the highest marks in school. I never get into trouble, and I don't talk back. But I can never do what I want with my friends. He's always telling me how stupid I am, and always points out my minor mistakes. For example, recently he full-on yelled at me for accidentally turning on the windshield wipers. He interrupts me when I talk, never knocks when he comes in my room, and makes fun of my hobbies. When I was younger, I would play catch with him, and occasionally he would purposely rack me and laugh. I think that means throw it really hard, but I'm not sure. I can't ever leave the house, so generally I try to avoid my father. I was hoping that getting a license would mean freedom, but he just uses that to point out what I do wrong. I've tried to learn instruments and get in shape, but he puts me down. A lot. He disapproves of me entirely. He makes me do ridiculous things sometimes too, like he grounded me, so no gaming. Because he literally just made up this story about me hurting my brother and throwing him across the room. He's a smart guy, so I'm sure he's not crazy, and I'm not exaggerating at all. I really need some help. I feel hopeless. It's hard to wake up in the morning when I get through the day. There have been many times I've fallen into a period of depression, and it just takes a day or two to get back in the swing of things. My dad is my bully, and I often wonder if he loves me or if I should just run away. I don't have any troublemaker friends, and I'm a good student, and I just don't get it, Woody. Please give me some advice, and you can put this on Mail Monday. I really enjoy your videos when I can watch them, and thanks for reading this. This frustrates me, right? Like it's easy to make a baby, but it's hard to be a good father. Your home is supposed to be the foundation, right? Life is hard. You know, there are no shortage of jackasses in school willing to put you down. You know, you know your flaws, right? Do you have any trouble finding people who point them out to you? Are you slightly heavy? Are you slightly short? Are you not very strong? Are you not good at school? Do you find any lack of people to tell you about these things? I know I don't. I know there's plenty of guys who are more than happy to tell me everything that's wrong with me. Home is supposed to be your oasis from that. It's supposed to be the place, your foundation, your strength, where, you get the support you need to face the rest of the world. Home is supposed to be your team. That's what home is, right? It's hard enough to tackle the world without having to tackle your own father at the same time. That, to me, is where he's coming up short. He's doing something right because you're amazing, right? He's doing something right because, anybody in their right mind would be proud to have a son like you. But he's doing something wrong because you don't seem to know it. And he's doing something wrong because, you're writing to me saying, Woody, I'm not sure how I can cope with my father. Like, he's hurting me emotionally, and it's a problem. Damn it, Dad, right? Like, you need to be building your kid up. And, there's risks with that too, but not with you, right? There's the risk that your kid thinks he's more wonderful than he really is. But I don't think that's the one that we're dealing with here. The one we're dealing with here is we've got, Mr. Fantastic with his fantastic grades, with his respectful attitude, with his, try hard at life thing going on, saying like, man, I'm having a hard time dealing with the way that my father cuts me back down to size constantly. And, I wish I could fix it. I wish I could tell your dad, like, look, man, do you see what you've got here? Do you understand how freaking lucky you are? Do you have any clue, the gift you've been given in having this son of yours? And you still can't find some reasonable way to, let him know that you value and appreciate him? Jackass. So yeah, as far as what to do from here, you didn't mention your mother very much, and I wonder what role she plays in this. I wonder if she is sometimes on your side. Look at this network connection. If she's sometimes on your side in these things, I wonder if I don't know, just what you've got going on, like in the rest of the house. I wonder how your father treats your brothers and sisters, if you have any. But yeah, I think you need to find a support system in your life, and And then, with that support system, use that as the foundation to take on the rest of your world, whether that be good friends, whether that be your relationship with your mother, or or a good woman in your life, which I'm pretty convinced you'll eventually get there. So I think your life is really bright. Your future is really bright, I mean to say. And I'm sorry that you've just got one more obstacle to overcome on your way there. But by all means, you're on your way. So good luck. Outros just seem lame after that. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like. If you're new around here and you liked it, click on subscribe in the top right. The 2 videos you may have missed. The top one I think is really good. It's how to find bad players, and if you want those easy games in Call of Duty. And I gave you 3 different tips on it to help you find it. The bottom one is my Microwave Insanity series, so you can check that out. We put crazy things in microwaves. We make them blow up, explode, catch fire, do funny things. So good stuff. Have a good day.